All right, well, hello, everybody. Thank you all for joining us today. It is great to be back with our hardworking crews from the Public Works team. They're always taking care of business, so I enjoy hanging out with them. We were just together a couple weeks ago to talk about the great work Public Works has been doing to tackling the potholes left behind by the winter season. And if you've been out and about lately, no doubt you have noticed them hard at work, making our roads and sidewalks and scooter and bike lanes better and safer with their efforts. Paving is in full swing, and it's almost the end of May, so we wanted to make sure that everybody knows that May is National Public Works Month, and I would say Appreciation Month. So we're here today to show our appreciation for our Public Works team and to celebrate the commitment between my office, the Metro Council, and our Public Works Department, and how we all work together and basically lay out the priorities for the Public Works for the year, how it's funded, how these guys come out and take care of business, and then usually the happy smiles that are left behind them with people who have said, thank you for taking care of that road or taking care of that pothole. So the goal of that collaboration is to continually improve our infrastructure and to first and foremost always focus on safety and providing safe roadways which residents depend on each and every day, safe access to jobs, school, doctor's appointment, grocery, sporting events, you name it. People rely on our roads, and oftentimes you just take it for granted and think it's going to be there, but it wouldn't be if it was not for the hard work of people like those that are standing behind me right now. Now, cities talk a lot about the built environment and our built environment strategy, but the most foundational and most important in any city anywhere in the country are roads, good roads for vehicles and sidewalks for pedestrians and special lanes for scooters and bicycles, all of which put a premium on getting people safely from one point to the next. And if you take a look at our current location here, you may have noticed as you drove in the preparation work back here or the milling that has taken place on both lanes of this stretch of Hines Road to be paved in the next few minutes. Now, with the completion of this paving project, we'll take a significant step toward our goal of 200 miles of paved roadways by the time the paving season is over, which is typically in late November. And that's really been a significant increase because prior to 2015, when we were still fighting the effects of the recession, the Great Recession, our annual paving budget was about $3 million a year. Starting with the 2016 fiscal year budget, I proposed a major increase in funding to address the backlog of streets that needed to be repaved. And fortunately, Metro Council embraced the challenge, and so by the end of my time in office, our Public Works team will have repaved an astounding 2,000 miles of roads, 88 miles of bike and scooter-related lanes, and 350,000 feet of ADA-compliant sidewalks. I'd say that deserves a round of applause for you guys back here. Thank you very much. Now, we're in the budget season right now, so the proposed fiscal year 2023 budget is being deliberated by the council. I presented it to them about a month or so ago, and we have a paving budget of $20 million proposed for the budget season starting July the 1st, which will allow us to pave an additional 200 lane miles of roadways also. And we're investing $2 million to complete more than 30,000 feet of sidewalk repairs, and we've allocated $500,000 for new scooter and bike lanes. So, of course, this increase in paving means a lot more work for the men and women in our Public Works Department, led by Director Vanessa Burns. So I say, well done, Director Burns, to you and the team. Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to give a special shout out, not just to Director Burns, but to Public Works Assistant Director Jeff Brown, Engineering Supervisor Matt Haynes with the Transportation Engineering Division, Assistant Director Brian Funk, and Roads Operations Administrator Barry Clyde for their great work with pavement management, along with all the other engineers and inspectors on the paving team to ensure the job gets done and it gets done right. And to those folks and all the people that are actually doing the work, which is the hardest part of all this, I want to say thank you and keep up the good work. Now, Director Burns, if you'd please come up and tell us a little bit more about Public Works Appreciation Month and the work your crews are doing. We'd appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to know, of course, I always go off the my piece of paper. Sal has a heart attack when I do that. But one of the things I just want to say is the mayor, who's in his last term, has provided us, in conjunction with the city council, resources that the city didn't have. Like you said, in 2015, the budget, paving budget, went from 2 million and 2.5, 3 million to 20 million. And like he said, we've been able to do almost 2,000 miles. The metro government has 5,000 miles, and we need to be able to try to keep up with them. Not just in paving, but in pavement management, which includes the resources of our roads division, in doing crack sealing and pothole repairs. And by the way, in 2015, we had the winter from hell, and we ended up with about 175,000 potholes. This year was not great, because it was a heat thaw situation. We ended up with about 45,000. But because the city has invested in all of this money, we are now in a position to be able to help with that pavement part of our program. So I just want to thank the Mayor Fischer, the City Council. But I also want to say, because it's not just the capital, it was also the investment of additional engineers, additional inspectors, because it doesn't just they come and they pave the road. It's a whole bunch of people that have to. When we do when we pave a road, we have to do the handicapped ramps. So you'll notice when we do new paving in most areas, especially in the downtown area, we put ramps down, handicap ramps. So there's a lot involved in all of this. So I want to, as Mayor Fischer has said, I want to thank Jeff Brown as Assistant Director for Engineering, and Matt Haynes, who's our kind of paving guru, and his team. I want to thank Brian Funk and Barry Clyde and their team. They got guys like Abernathy, and then they can do as good a job as any vendor. So I want to thank them for what transpires. I want to thank all of our Public Works people for in this month for the Public Works, because we really do need to make sure that we get the resources, and if we get the resources, like cleaning up for Derby, the job gets done. I want to thank Bob Warners, along with Brian, who does a great job, did a really good job on Whiskey Row, and then that other one you did about 2 weeks ago, which I thought was a contractor, and the rest of our Public Works employees, roads crews. They're actually the ones who get the job done. So, as the mayor said, they get it done right. So thank you for your great work and dedication, and we really appreciate the support that we've been getting from the community. I mean, sometimes the guys, they're out there working, and people will come and give them glasses of water, and so I just really want to appreciate and thank our residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Also, obviously, we've got the bipartisan infrastructure law that has gone into effect, and so over the next several years, we'll be seeing a lot of additional infrastructure projects in the community. So we're talking about road paving, bridge construction, sidewalks, wastewater, water, broadband. So this infusion of federal money is going to keep an awful lot of people busy at good jobs for an awful long period of time. So there'll be a lot more good work coming as well. I want to just say also thank you to Marcus Winkler. Marcus Winkler is the councilman for this district here. He had a business conflict, so he could not be here, but obviously this work doesn't get done if we don't have the council approving the budget and then helping us identify what the priorities are. And that often comes up when people are saying, you know, I need to have my road fixed, and some people just think, well, we just pick that road and pick road. This is all, the priorities of the roads are determined based on the condition of the roads, the age of the roads. So it's using data to get to the roads that are in most need of repair at the first, and then we go from there. So it's a really objective process on taking care of the roads in our city. Just want to say thanks to all involved, and we're continuing a great year for public works maintenance and construction. We know that we've got a lot of good hard work ahead of us to keep improving our roadways because of how very, very important they are to every person here in Louisville, no matter where you live. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. And again, I want to particularly thank our road crews back here for everything they are doing and they're going to do.
Appreciate what y'all do. Thanks for coming out.